PM edition with Michael Mergens. SuperTalk Hattiesburg, 97.3.
All right, it's Wednesday, so it's William Carey Wednesday. This is where we put a focus on William Carey University, and today's William Carey Wednesday, as every William Carey Wednesday, is brought to you by Landry Lewis Germany Architects, creating landmarks since 1932. You can find more at llgarch.com. Of course, many of the newer buildings on the Carey campus designed by Landry Lewis Germany Architects, and we appreciate them sponsoring William Carey Wednesday. And today, joining me on the phone to give a year-end overview of Carey Athletics, William Carey Director of Athletics, Tracy English. Good morning, Coach English, and welcome.
Good morning. How you guys doing today?
Very good. It has been really a busy year overall. Of course, we had the break in the summer, but really for the whole year, William Carey Athletics, as always, has been doing spectacular. But for the fall, of course, Carey doesn't have football, but soccer is in the forefront. And really impressive soccer season for Carey Athletics.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Men and women both had a great year. Both reached national tournaments, and our women got upset yesterday. They're the number 2 team in the country and got upset by the 15 seed yesterday in double overtime. We're a little disappointed in that, but that being said, they announced this week that our women's team is the winningest women's soccer team in the history of the NAI right now, with over 500 and I think 530 wins total. So we're excited about those 2 teams and our fall in general. We had a really good fall.
Talk about just the growth in popularity with soccer, because we're seeing a lot of that, not only with William Carey, but so many soccer programs throughout the Pine Belt are really making impressions. What's happened in the last few years that have really bolstered these programs?
That's funny you should say that, because I agree with you how it's especially our area, the growth in our area. And I'll give a lot of credit to our people, because a lot of our coaches and players coach some of those club teams all year long and bring a wealth of knowledge and skill to those young kids, and we get a lot of those kids that play for us. So and a lot of those kids move on and are successful. But I just think that in general, if you watch soccer, I know football's king in the South. I mean, everybody knows that. But if you get out and watch this brand of soccer, it's really fun to watch. And of course, we're having a lot of success, so it's even better. But I think our people in general do a good job, and they get out in the community and help the community as well. So, and
that's a really good point. I'm glad you brought that up, because my daughter tried soccer for a little bit. She may have been a little too young, but I noted that the instructors that she was working with were Carey athletes, either current or former Carey soccer players. And you think about it, a lot of these athletes are coming from not only across the country, but from around the world. And It seems like once they go to Carey, they play, they're successful, they end up staying.
Yeah, we have a lot of kids. There's 2 programs, maybe even more than that, really. But when I look at our soccer, both of our soccer teams and our men's basketball, a lot of those kids come here and are successful and graduate, and they're coaches. They get out and a lot of the junior college coaches are William Carey soccer former athletes. And the same thing, and we used to host a men's high school basketball tournament in the winter with nothing but former William Carey athletes or basketball players as coaches of those teams, and we'd have 5 or 6 games in a day with that, and it's pretty neat to see.
Well, and I know you're busy all year long as director of athletics, because these programs are so successful. There have been postseasons, and even with women's cross country, they won the SSAC championship meet and competed in the national meet.
Yeah, we've sent men's and women's soccer women's cross country, and then a few individuals from the men's cross country team got in as well. We also have volleyball, and our volleyball team is very good. Made the final site last year, and had what's interesting about them is, I thought we were better this year. We got started. We looked really well. I mean, looked really good and played in some great places to get our brand out there a little bit, and did well. And then we got like 4 ACLs during the season, and still won 20 or 21 contests. So,
wow.
I think all of our fall programs even our the year round, but all of our fall programs have had great years. So.
Well, basketball is in full swing. Women's basketball is off to a 6-0 start. Men's basketball currently 6-1 at the beginning of the year. Of course, basketball, such a long season, so I know we're going to be talking about this for a while, but the fact that both programs are starting off so good, and of course, men's basketball coach Steve Knight in his 44th season, and when you see everything going on in the news when it comes to coaches, that stands out. Yeah,
it does. He's been a mainstay here. He's been around, and he does things the right way, and he's an icon in the country when it comes to basketball coaches. Just does a great job and does a great job teaching young men. A great leader of young men, I would say. And the women's side, Jessica Garriga, who is actually my assistant coach for 10 years, has taken over and off to a great start. She's 6-0 and 1-0 in the conference this year so far, and got a big conference weekend this weekend on the road. So we're looking to continue that.
We're talking to Coach Tracy English, Director of Athletics at William Carey University. And speaking to that, of course, you're the longtime women's basketball coach. With that success, do you miss it so far?
You know what? I every once in a while I walk through practice, and some of the kids ask me, Coach, you miss it? You miss it yet? And I say, I just miss seeing you guys, but on a daily basis. But I've settled in here. I've been doing this for 3 years. I did both for a couple of years, and now I've settled in, and I enjoy what I'm doing, and I enjoy the fact that I can just walk across and from one building to the other and watch them if I need to. But no, they're getting on a bus this morning at 10 o'clock going on a 6-hour bus trip. I don't miss that at all.
I was going to say, yeah, I looked at the schedule. Of course, we're airing some of the men's basketball games, select games on air, so I was getting stuff ready for this week, and I saw Tennessee on there, and that's what crossed my mind. It's like, wow, that's a long drive just as a family, but when you're having to go up there and perform and then come back, right. There's a lot to that. Now, speaking to long-tenured coaches, the big news this year was baseball coach Bobby Halford being elected to the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame. He's the all-time winningest coach in the state of Mississippi. And again, that foundation that William Carey has established, the fact that there are so many coaches and faculty that have stayed at William Carey for so long to create records like that. Yeah. First off, from a recruiting standpoint, that's amazing. But I know as a university, the school really takes a lot of pride in that. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at, one of the reasons that our program is as successful as it is because of the coaching staff that's been around for a while. Of course, Coach, you just mentioned Coach Hoffer and Coach Knight. Danny Owens, the women's coach in soccer, is the same way. I think the shortest tenure, except for the very new people that we have, is like 10 years. So, we're excited about Coach Hoffer in the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame. That's exciting for us. Coach Knight is in that same thing, and these two guys really deserve to be in there with some of the stuff that the numbers, the sheer numbers and wins that they both have is just unbelievable. And I wish the national media would pick up more stories like that to show that when you of course see the big schools and all the news headlines, sensationalize them all you want, there is still real quality and I guess tradition in athletics. Yeah. So while you tend to see those headlines get a little bitter, there are programs like William Carey that maintain the reason that these universities have athletics for the student athlete.
Yeah. Well, look, any day you want somebody look at our schedule and see that we're playing baseball, we're playing basketball, we're playing soccer. It's a hard ticket. I mean, you come over here, it's a hard you can't find a place to sit a lot of the time. It's crowded with men's and women's basketball. It's two different groups that come in. I mean, it's a full house for women's game, and then if we're playing a doubleheader, it's a conference match. Men's game starts, maybe 45 minutes afterwards, and one group moves out, and another one moves in, and it's the same way with baseball and softball. We ain't even talked about softball. Wendy Hogue is back.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
that's really big for us. She got her start here. She was put herself on a national stage, and we look for that again. Because she does such a great job. So we're rolling and just excited about the rest of the year and proud of what we've accomplished so far.
And before we run out of time, just got a few more minutes. The swim season is underway. Thank goodness they're indoor pools with as cold as it is outside. But I know a lot of people aren't even aware that there is a swim program.
Right, it's our second year. We had kids in a national swim meet last year, and Robert Gonzalez is our swim coach. He does a great job. This particular sport was scheduled for our Tradition campus on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and just not quite ready for it to transition there yet. So we're on our campus, and probably going to be here one more year.
Okay.
But they do a fine job. Robert does a great job, and he's proven. I mean, he was coach of the year in his first year last year in the conference. So,
wow.
So we're excited about that. There's a lot of stuff going on, and we're just excited about it.
Well, there's a lot to be excited about. Of course, the school year not done as we look at 2026, and as you mentioned, baseball, softball still to come. Coach Tracy English, Director of Athletics at William Carey University. I know you are a very busy person, but thank you so much for taking the time out today.
Hey, glad to be able to talk with you.
Anytime. And we're going to wrap things up on the other side of the break as Non-Name Edition continues. Stay with us.